Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Ignite, day 3. Super excited. Is everybody awake after lunch? You guys got your caffeine? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, I'm Pune Kaufman. I work for Core Services Engineering, which is the internal IT at Microsoft. My team is responsible for the Teams upgrade at Microsoft. And so today we're going to talk to you about our journey and walk through our whole upgrade. And hopefully we'll have some time at the end to answer some questions. And if we don't, we'll definitely go to the side. But we have a lot of great information. And we have Team Awesome here to talk about the upgrade also. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, my name's Anas Sheikh.
He does something, we're not sure.
I'm Dan Benedict. I'm a senior program manager in Core Services Engineering.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Bush, and on the team, I am responsible for the readiness for Teams.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to get started. We're going to talk about our key takeaways. So today, our goal is to make sure you guys understand our objectives, that you understand about our goals for upgrading to Teams, learn about the Teams-only mode experience. I think you guys have been hearing about that throughout the conference this week. Also, explain our approach around adoption, change management, support, and get into the details. I know we've done, I think, 8 sessions so far, but in the theaters, 20 minutes, and a lot of feedback around we need more time, we need more space. So we're really excited that we got this room, so thank you for your feedback. But we want to make sure that we have some key takeaways also, so that you can walk away and are able to define your internal approach for upgrading to Teams, as well as understanding your success criteria, maybe a rollback criteria if necessary for your rollout to Teams. Also, being able to customize a simple strategy for support. We understand that's very critical, as well as change management and adoption. Very, very important part of this process. So let's get started. Okay. Some of you may have seen this. We have our internal approach. We have 3 key items for our internal approach. Technical readiness, as I said, very, very important. Making sure that when we transition the product to Teams, when we transition our users, they have met our minimal viable product, which is MVP. And these were features around calling, meeting, chat, and live events. These are features that exist in Skype for Business today. And so what we're talking about is moving our users from Skype for Business, upgrading them to Teams-only mode, which means they're only going to be using Teams for all these features. So very, very important part is the technical readiness. The second piece is adoption, right? We talk about adoption as far as ensuring that we need to win the hearts and minds of our users. I've been talking about that through the week. We really, we're part of end user services engineering, so it's really important for us to make sure our users are comfortable with this transition, with this upgrade, and that it's not something that they're just kind of forced to use. And with all the products that we have at Microsoft, it just becomes more and more important for us to make this a really cool experience, something that they're really thrilled about. And the third thing, sponsorship, right? Getting that stakeholder sponsorship, making sure that we personalize this for them, making sure the org leaders are communicating to them about why this is important, right? Why are we making this change? Having these global toolkits available for our org leaders so that they feel comfortable with moving forward to the Teams upgrades. Next up, so we have some upgrade goals. I've been talking about this. Some of you guys have been seeing this. Obviously, we need to make sure we have 3 items. Meeting the needs of our users, right? Making sure that we adapt to this modern workplace, having the ability to have physical and digital workspaces that feel inclusive and open. And this is around Teams, right? Bringing everyone together. A simplified meeting experience, right? Bringing that together in the hub for Teamwork so that users can go to one place and be able to call, chat, work, collaborate, and meet. So this is really a key part of our process. And lastly, the most important, which we'll dig into, is obviously providing better quality and reliability. We at Microsoft have seen significant improvement in reliability as far as Teams for calling and meetings. And we want to share that with all of you. And we feel that it's so important that that's why we're making the transition for our organization and moving them forward to Teams only. Next up, this is my favorite slide. Our 6 guiding principles, right? We talk about Teams, making sure that we have the telemetry, right? Having the ability to manage that, to ensure that everyone has that available to them. Ensure no disruptions, right? I'm going to walk you through our organizational upgrades, and the key thing for us is having finance, having orgs not be disrupted, right? We have quarter ends, I'm sure you guys all do, field sellers out there. We cannot disrupt the business. This is a really important piece for us. So as we're upgrading, we need to make sure this goes smooth. Anchor on productivity. I talked about this a little bit about our MVP features. Again, making sure we don't disrupt productivity, making sure that all these features around calling, chat, meetings, everything's available and functional and GA'd. We, as Microsoft, are the folks that actually test everything. We're the early dog fooders that make sure all our customers, like you, have the best product and the best experience. So it's really important for us to test this before we get this out to you. So we make sure that that's available to us. Also, in this anchor on productivity, and I'll walk through just kind of our strategy, we have a phased migration approach. You'll see what our plan is throughout that. Manageability features for IT admins. We've been hearing this for our customers, right? A lot of people want the IT Pro functionality, having them to enable features, disable features through the tenant themselves. So this is really important to us. We need that telemetry. You need that telemetry to be able to ensure that you can effectively manage your tenant environments. Very, very important to us. Support globally and locally from ITMs. So ITMs are IT managers. As you can see, Microsoft's a huge global company. And as we roll out Teams to 225,000 users, we need to make sure around the globe, everybody's ready to go. And that includes getting support from our teams, from our support teams, from our ITMs, as well as everyone in the globe. So this is a big piece for us, ensuring that there's change management in place, ensuring that we communicate effectively, that our conference rooms are ready, and that everybody knows what's happening with the Teams upgrade, so that when we start rolling out, there's no surprises. Lastly, establishing user confidence, right? Being transparent, authentic about the user experience. We know everything may not go perfect. We may miss something. You know, there's going to be change, right? I mean, everybody has been accustomed to using Skype for Business. You may also endure this and see that you may have some resistance. So, you know, we want to make this an experience that they feel confident in, right? So that it's important for us that they know what to do and that they trust us when we're doing this upgrade. So if something goes wrong, we can roll back or we can provide the feedback that's needed during the upgrade. Okay, our story to Teams. So you guys can see this. We have 3 criteria. And what is our MVP criteria for upgrading to Teams? I already mentioned this once. Calling, live events, meetings, messaging. Key features in Skype for Business today, right? So we need to make sure the experience is fabulous. And with that, we needed to have a strategy to upgrade to Teams. So the approach that we've taken is 3 different work streams. We have a work stream that focuses on the Teams Outlook add-in. Are you guys, anybody using the Teams Outlook add-in today? Able to, oh, nice. Okay, cool. You guys like the experience? Are you using it side by side or, yeah, both? You have the Skype and Teams, yeah. So we do too. We have both. But this is a strategy that we've had to hold off a little bit. And you may say, hey, you guys have 87,000 users only deployed. Well, the reality is we have 14,000 conference rooms at Microsoft. And you can only imagine how many devices as far as server subs, trios, Rigels, so many different things that we need to upgrade. So we need to make sure that all these devices are upgraded. And that's why we're taking the approach to make sure we roll out the Outlook plugin first, get everyone accustomed and comfortable with using the Teams add-in and creating meetings with experience, and then moving to Teams only, right? So they're going to get an experience, or we're going to give them a choice to use Teams and Skype for Business, but we're hoping that they're going to continue to use Teams to build their new meetings. So that's our hope. With that said, we also have a track, as you guys can see, for the Teams upgrade, right? So this is the Teams only mode, which Anas is going to go into detail and tell you about. This is going to be where our users are going to be just using Teams. And right now, we have about 24,000 users. Our hope is that we are going to upgrade everyone. Our goal is to upgrade everyone in the org that's eligible by the end of the year. And you can imagine, we have all these different organizations. We're waiting for certain features to get delivered, and we're rolling them out by org. And the reason we're rolling them out by org is because we need to make sure that the collaboration experience is consistent, right? So as we're moving people, we don't want to disrupt the collaboration. We want them to work in the same environment. So that's why we decided that instead of rolling out by region, that it makes more sense to pick these organizations and roll them out that way. And so as you can see, as I said, we have a pretty big task to move everyone by the end of the year, but that is what we are doing moving forward. So we talk about some of our success criteria, right? We have 7 success criteria here. We talk about support, making sure that there's support in place for our users. We talk about having temporary opt-out, which the team will talk to you about. Calling quality, healthy call index, meeting quality, and healthy meeting index. This goes back to one of our goals, right, that I showed you around reliability. Very, very important. We monitor this daily. We check to make sure that the reliability is what we need it to be. We've set targets for ourselves, and we manage this so that we can make sure that we're meeting those targets as we're rolling out phase by phase. Last item is user sentiment, making sure that our users are happy, right? We're in end user services engineering. We have to constantly get that feedback to understand, hey, how are we doing? What are we doing? Are our users happy? And we have different methods of doing this through global satisfaction surveys, through ad hoc surveys, through Pulse. So that's what we really want to do. And now I'm going to hand this off to Anas, who's going to talk to you about the Teams only mode.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. So as Panay mentioned, one of the requirement or the job that we are doing, this team, is to move every user in our company from Skype for Business to Teams. When we say that, what do we mean? When you are upgraded to Teams, Teams is your primary and your only client for chat, callings, and meetings. You do not have the ability to use Skype for Business for chat, calling, or scheduling meetings. You can use that client only to join Skype for Business meetings. When a user who's upgraded to Teams and is supposed to use Teams for everything, what happens if they sign into their Skype for Business client? This is how the client would look like if they do that. As you can see, a user does not have the ability to use this client for anything, but this client is perfectly capable of joining Skype for Business meetings if you happen to have one that you have to join. Now, when we talk about upgrade, the Teams can give you a lot of features. It gives you the ability to share files in SharePoint. It gives you the ability to have a great video experience in your meetings. It also gives you the ability to share your emotions using the perfect emoji or GIFs, the ones that you like. But what we're doing is we are telling our users that you won't be able to use Skype for Business anymore. What is it that a typical Skype for Business user does with their Skype for Business client today? All those features that Teams is offering you are great, but let's put them aside for 1 minute. With Skype for Business today, the basic 3 things that a user does is PSTN calling, chat, peer-to-peer calling, and meetings. If we were to upgrade our users from Skype for Business to Teams, the primary question that we have to answer is, will they be able to do these three things in Teams or not? Yes, they can do all those great things, but how does that matter if they can't do this, right? So our first goal was to find out how would a user be able to do all these things in Teams. So let's talk about them individually. Let's talk about PSTN calling first. What are the options that you have for PSTN calling if you want to use Teams? Option number one is you could use Cloud PBX or phone system with calling plans. You could actually purchase numbers directly from Microsoft, or you can port your existing numbers to Office 365. This is available only in about 8 to 10, or I believe 12 countries today. We are an organization that is present in way more countries than this. So what do we do for users who are in countries where this option is not available? The option that we can use there is direct routing. Direct routing allows you to keep your existing telephone numbers, keep your existing telephone contracts. You can then configure a session border controller on-premise at your location, and you can configure that SBC to send calls directly to Office 365 to the Teams calling service. Between these two options, we can cover majority of our user base. There is still, however, a section of our community, our users, who would not be able to use Teams even with these two options. And those are users primarily in countries where government regulations prevent the use of enterprise voice in Office 365. A perfect example is India, which requires location-based routing. Today, all our users in India use enterprise voice because we have Skype for Business on-prem, which allows us to use location-based routing. Until that's available in Teams, we have this set of users for whom we cannot take the Skype for Business client away, because if we do that, they would lose the ability to make PSTN calls from Teams. That's the first limitation that we have to plan for. What's the solution for that? Our engineering team is actually working to ensure location-based routing is supported with Teams as well. We have that on our product roadmap to be delivered by the end of this year. The next big thing was meetings. You use meetings in Skype for Business today. Will every user who you upgrade be able to use meetings in Teams as well or not? Is the question that we had to answer. When it comes to creating meetings, any user can create meetings in Teams, but you also need dial-in conferencing numbers in your meeting so that people can actually join your meeting by dialing in. If you need that ability, Office 365 should allow you telephone numbers in your country, your city, so that when you create that meeting, anyone locally in that region can dial. We do not have the ability to provide those numbers in certain cities within certain countries. We have users in those cities and countries internally as well. I have listed some of the cities and countries that we have users in who unfortunately don't have dial-in conferencing numbers in their Teams meeting because we don't have those numbers available in Office 365. The link here gives you a link to a website where you can go and find out what other countries do we not have dial-in numbers for, or do we have dial-in numbers for. So this is something that you have to also look into when you have to plan your upgrade. What are we doing about it? We're working continuously with the engineering team to increase support for countries and regions where we don't have numbers from. We're working on an even better solution, which is to allow users or customers like us to use direct routing and use an on-premise telephone number as a service number with Office 365. Because once you can do that, then you no longer have to depend on us providing you a number for conference. Because if you have one, you just use that number as a service number. We have that ability available today for user numbers. We don't have it today for service numbers. But if we can do that, then we don't get restricted by anything. What are we going to do today about it when we upgrade our users? We're going to leave them on Skype for Business because we'd have none of the above solutions available today. So is that all that you have to plan for? So the first one was PSTN calling, then we talked about meetings. What about chat, which is the most important one, right? When it comes to chat, There is nothing that restricts a user from using Teams for chat. We know that the two restrictions that we talked about, a huge portion of our company is not restricted by those. There is a subsection of users in our company who will not be able to upgrade to Teams. So how are we handling it? We're going to upgrade everyone who can be upgraded straight to Teams. They won't have a Skype for Business client anymore. The users who cannot be upgraded to Teams will have both clients. They'll have Skype for Business as well as Teams. That way, the guidance that we're giving to our users is everyone in the company can use Teams for chat, calling each other, and for meetings as well. However, if you happen to reside in, let's say, India, you can use your Skype for Business client if you want to make a PSTN call. Otherwise, you can use Teams for everything else. That is how we are approaching our migration or upgrade. Are those the only things that you have to care for? There are a couple other things that you may have to plan for. One, you need to make sure that if you're using Skype for Business and if you want to upgrade, your users are homed in Skype for Business online. It's the only way to make interop work. If you have response groups, part of your on-prem solution with Skype, you have to make sure you transition them over to call queues, and you have to make sure that the call queue solution delivers for you what RGS is delivering today. And then the two restrictions we already talked about. There are also a set of users who opt out of the upgrade because they feel that they need a little more time. We leave those users out as well. This is my last slide. There's a lot of learning that happens when we actually start deploying this early. We have about 20,000 users who are already in the Teams-only mode, so they don't have the ability to use Skype. The reason we do that is to find out what are the different problems that we have. And once we know that, it gives us the ability to tell our engineering team that we're not going ahead until you fix these problems, which is helpful, but not just for us, but also for customers, because you would eventually find these problems as well. A few of them that we found that I wanted to talk to you about is Outlook presence integration. Today, if you use Skype for Business, you have the ability to open Outlook, see presence of your contacts in Outlook itself, click on anyone's contact information in Outlook, send them an IM right there itself using Skype for Business. What happens if you move to Teams and you don't have Skype anymore? That should work using Teams. What we found is it does work using Teams, but in order for that to turn on, the user had to go ahead and check a box in the Teams client. You don't want 225,000 users in a company to go ahead and check a box, because there's no way you can make them do that by training. You have to find a better way. So what we did was we worked with the engineering team and said, when we already know that the user has been upgraded to Teams and they don't have Skype for Business anymore, what's the point of asking the user to go ahead and check the box? It should just happen automatically. So code change was done. We do have the ability internally now that when we upgrade someone on Teams, for Teams, that checkbox gets checked automatically. You may not see that right now unless you are in tab, but it should come to your clients as well pretty soon. Federated contacts, the ability to federate with someone irrespective whether they are Skype on-prem, online, hybrid, homed on-prem, homed online, everything should work seamlessly. This is still being worked on. There are still some gaps, but unless this is done, Microsoft will not migrate to Teams. So when you take your journey, if we have done it already, that should give you some confidence that yes, it's working, and that's why we did it, because we have a lot of users who need federation heavily. Interop calling is another, the ability to call from Teams to a Skype for Business user. It's working for us internally. The ability to have Teams registered as a SIP protocol, Teams registered as an app for SIP and TEL protocol is also important. So you can go on any web page today, click on any telephone number. Today, it's your Skype for Business client that launches. What happens if you don't have Skype? You want the Teams client to launch at that point. So for that, Teams has to be registered as a default program for SIP and TEL protocols, which is also available today. That is it for me. I'll invite Sarah or Dan, who will talk to you about the deferment program.
I see lots of worried faces. I don't know if some of you skipped lunch. There's nothing we can do about that. but here to my right is half of the team that manages the upgrade at Microsoft. So basically, we're a team of less than 10 people that we architected all this migration. So if we can do it, I'm pretty sure everybody here can do it. So don't worry. So the deferment policy. We knew that for a company the size of Microsoft, almost 250,000 people, if you count the vendors and the services, we're going to have some groups of people that need to be deferred. They needed to be opted out because of business reasons or some other reasons. They weren't ready. So we came up with 3 criteria, 3 action items, basically. One of them, we had to give them an actual option to opt out in the form of a survey. Then the survey would actually trigger an automatic deferment, and then the policy within 15 minutes would opt them out and make them happy. And then once the policy changed, we need everything to be fed into a report, in a Power BI report that we can look at and then investigate and do research to see why these people wanted to opt out. And then we'll take a decision if we keep them in that mode or we put them back into a Teams-only mode. Pretty simple policy. Take a picture. This is very important. It's quite straightforward. Support and escalation. Very important for any company. While we did this transition, we came up with 3 pillars. One was the project management, and this was a team of technical program managers that were dealing with this. Basically, they were overseeing the entire migration. They would monitor, take questions, answers, training, and also they had access to the big red button where we can bring everybody back into the previous mode. This is very important. Service management. Again, all here is an IT professional. Service management is at its core. When you manage a company like this, they would monitor the telemetry. They would track any kind of major incidents. They would have mitigation plans and all that. And between these 2 teams, the project management and the service engineer, it needs to be a complete transparency so they can work together. And again, the big red button has to be there in case something bad goes there. And executive management, this is a separate pillar because obviously if your CEO has problems with this, then it will trickle down to you. So we needed a process there, and we have an actual team that deals only with executive management escalations, and then they'll report to us, to this team, plus another 4 people, and then we'll defer any executive level people that we needed to. These are the 2 slides. Keep on smiling. It's going to be okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. If you'll indulge me, how many of you are using Teams for your daily work on a daily basis? Ooh. Okay, I've been wondering this entire time. I'm like, who am I talking to? Are my users out there? So I run the readiness program for our internal users, and I want to talk to you first about exactly what we're talking about today. How do you know when somebody is ready to remove their communications platform and replace it? I'll tell you, it's a difficult thing to come to. So when we asked ourselves this, we said, okay, we need to figure out where everybody is. So I'm going to talk you through this a little bit. The top line that you'll see there is the darkest line on the chart. It's the top one on each of these, and each of these represents an organization. That is the total number of people that are in that organization. The line directly below it, which is green, you'll see that that is slightly smaller, and that represents the total number of people that are ready for the Teams upgrade. We've been talking to you about the fact that there are a few people that aren't in that category today. Underneath that, there's a dark purple line. This line represents any action in Teams. There are over 800 panel actions in Teams. So I might look at this line and say, we're good. We're using Teams. We're good to go. That's any panel action in the last 90 days. The one directly below that, any panel action in the last 30 days. And the one at the bottom, possibly most important one for what we're talking about today, that is what we call a parity function. That is, you initiated a chat, you participated in a meeting, or you participated in a call. So now that I've talked you through that, I want you to look at the green line and the bottom line. And now I can answer the question for that organization. Are they ready for me to take Skype away? I think we might have some confused folks if they don't understand and they have never used chat, meeting, or calling. So I highly recommend that you get to this kind of a definition for yourselves too, so that you have a real clear understanding of what's going on for adoption. I'm going to walk you through some success factor slides. To deal with what I just showed you and to bring people along and to get them up and using Teams, we have several success pillars that we go through. One of them is to train them. We've developed something called the Art of Teamwork Tour, and I've talked about this training in a couple of sessions. I'm going to take you into what it is and means. It's 2 different levels. A level 100 session that is a 1-hour webinar. We deliver these several times a week in 3 different time zones. And this webinar takes me through what it is like to be a user in Teams, how to orient to Teams, how I set my notifications, favorite and following. How many know the difference between favoriting and following? Right, important. It's an important thing to know. Pinning, saving, all kinds of things and delighters that you can do in Teams that people may not yet know about that will help them really get up over the adoption hump and become very productive quickly. We found that that is the case. You can see some of my metrics here. On the bottom left there is what's happening month over month with Art of Teamwork attendees, but I'd like you to know what's happening next to them in their orgs. So we found in the numbers, for every 1 person that we train in the Art of Teamwork, 6 people in their organization have Teams go up, because Teams is social, it's collaborative by nature. The level 200 course is, while that first one is how do I orient in Teams, the level 200 is how do I create and manage a team? How is this going to be productive for me and the work that I do across Teams? How do I make channels that are appropriate? A best practice for how you set things up to onboard new people so you don't have to, they can get in there and get up to speed really quickly. So again, we find that delivering these trainings really has a significant impact. You can look at the chart on the right, and it shows a little bit about the users that haven't taken any of this training compared to the users that have, and you'll see that these parity functions, by and large, are going up. And that is, again, without the Outlook plugin for everybody for meetings. So that means they're scheduling meetings from the app itself, and without full calling functionality. So we expect to see this go up. And then one of the very interesting things here at the bottom is average emails received. It's going up for those not taking or untouched by training, and going down for those who take the training and those that they work with. So we have some theories around productivity there. Another work stream. So different people like to learn in different ways. I just talked about a live demo, live Q&A, and interaction. Sometimes I just want you to tell me how to do this one thing and then go away so I can do my work. So we came up with the Art of Teamwork snackable videos, and that means it's a video that's 5 minutes or less. It's scenario-based, and I can go in and land it. How do I have a private meeting in Teams? Just show me very quickly, thank you. Or the navigating within a Teams meeting. This highlights what you can do with Teams before, during, and after the meeting to be able to have continuance, right? We build the agenda together, we have a chat in the meeting, then we have all the notes after the meeting. Teams is incredible with this. For us, we've got the Teams only mode you see at the bottom there, and then we also have the top 5 things, some of the things that I mentioned earlier. So these are really being extraordinarily well received. We'll keep putting different ones out, scenario-based. This cannot be underestimated. Success factors, communication. Communication is key. If you're not telling your users that you're doing there's going to be a problem. If they don't understand what Teams is or means, or that it's going to be a replacement for their existing experience, there's a problem. So we go across many different avenues. One, we have several intranets and Yammer groups, and we do what I kind of amount to PSA announcements about Teams and about what's going on with Teams. The videos and the Art of Teamwork that I've told you about, those are promoted on Yammer and our intranets. We have building digital signage and physical signage. We have a champions program, which I will talk to you about more deeply. And we have a bunch of information on meetings. Like I think you heard earlier, we have thousands of meeting rooms. So what's been upgraded, what's ready, where you can go try and have the Teams experience and keeping that up to date. And then finally, we have some success stories from our different orgs and groups who have pulled this together, and they're really finding productivity gains. We have videos of them and what they're doing so others can try it too. Okay, champions community, totally my favorite work stream. We wanted to foster a community of evangelists to help us, because as you've heard, we're a small team, and again, sometimes people like me, I like to have you show me how to do something, or like to try it right there with you, or ask questions. And so we said, how are we going to do this? And we had noticed that there were some real evangelists, as you know, you guys probably are for Teams in your organizations, that just love Teams and were really participating in the Teams Yammer group. When people would come and ask questions, they'd jump in and they'd bring in resources, and they were really active on that Yammer group. So that kind of inspired us, and we thought, well, we'll reach out to some recruiting pools, and we'll get those people that are really interested in Teams. And that was the first one that we did. We pulled about 20 people from that Yammer feed. Then we said, we're going to go ahead and reach out to the field, to our IT managers and area capability leads and other people who work in the field. We reached out to our elite members, which are the early experience users, or some people may have heard the term dog fooding users, and also different people who brought others in, and the Art of Teamwork attendees that I explained earlier. What we landed with these people and tried to give them as fundamentals for the program was to make it global, have the champions identifiable by end users, so I would know who the champion is that's near me that I can ask questions about. Have the asks of the champions that they would land, and then also, make it worth their while. What's the value proposition for them? So I've detailed the gives and gets here. They landed the Art of Teamwork training, or they do land the Art of Teamwork training I just explained to you. We give them an entire package. We teach them. We have train the trainer sessions. We give them the deck. We give them outline for the demo. We give them digital signage and how to use it in their areas. And we give them a follow-up email with all the resources. So all they have to do is send it to whoever came to their training. We have them listed in our internal SharePoint so that anybody can look them up and reach out to a champion. They also continue to participate and help us in the Yammer feed answering questions, and they promote new readiness like those snackable videos that I talked about. Their gets, this is the fun part. We developed a digital badge, and you can see that on Eileen's profile here. So you, as a champion, can enable this badge on your profile, and it goes across all O365 properties. So the great thing about this is we did do a marketing campaign around what that digital badge meant, but mostly people are like, what is that thing on your face? And that opened up a conversation about Teams. Well, let me tell you, right? This is what I'm doing, and you can come to me, and I'd like to help you. So that had really great traction. That's been a win. We send them physical packets, each one of them. Everybody who signs up for this is important to us, and we value them. So we send them a thank you and a welcome letter. We send them a cling that many people will put up in their offices or in different places that identify them as a champion. Stickers and some swag that says, hey, we mean this, we appreciate you, we want you to identify yourself so people can come and ask you questions. And of course, we have our monthly calls where the champions come on, we engage with a product group, it's gives and gets. what's coming, what's new, what's coming down the pike, make me the person in the know. And they get that both on the upgrade and from the Teams PG, and then they give a lot of feedback, about what they're hearing and what the actual experience out in the field is. So that's been really helpful. So does it work? It works. Yes. We had started this whole thing. We thought, well, we'll reach out to those evangelists. Maybe we'll get 50, 75 people. I don't know. See if they can help us out. It's just been a few months now, and we have over 650 champions in more than 45 countries. And at last check, it was actually 99 buildings. So it's been an awesome and viral program. You can see here that I've listed our parity functions because right now, that's obviously our focus. We need to get that light purple line up to the green line so that they're ready for the Skype for Business to be deprecated. And you can see that they've made a complete pivot on chat. They're chatting more in Teams than they are in Skype for Business. Again, this is when they still have the option to use whatever they want to, so the champions are working. So with that, I will turn it back to Pune.
Okay, I'm just going to take just 1 minute actually. We're going to shorten this a little bit so we can allow some time for questions. So with everything that's going on in our success factors that Sarah mentioned, obviously there was an internal adoption program that needed to be in place. So we had these 4 key pillars. We needed to elevate awareness. We needed to bring attention and ensure that there's ongoing engagement throughout our organizations to support the change, as well as the measurement first to analyze and adjust, which you saw through the metrics that have been developed, and then finally, the management, right? Making sure that we continually improve the experience. As we're going through the rollout, we're constantly listening, we're getting the feedback, and improving the experience, not only for ourselves, for our customers. This is what's going to happen. So this was kind of our strategy for internal adoption program. I'm not going to go into too much more details. The big thing I want to get across here for you is truly our organizational adoption team model. One of the things that we did across our group, which helped us tremendously, we talk about having a small scale group and a really large implementation like this. We had to reach out globally, right? We had to reach out globally to our ITMs. One, we needed to make sure we had stakeholder sponsorship. We had to have change agents in our organizations. We have our local teamwork champions. But most importantly, we had this landing adoption team, right? This included our ITMs. This is around this whole process where we keep talking about having people engaged with us, keeping them informed about what's happening. We have this global deployment team that gets information so that we can constantly keep them informed about the conference rooms, the next steps. This was what created us and allowed us to have this global rollout. So this is really key. With that, last item is just resources available for you today. If you haven't checked out, make sure you go to the Teams booth. Check out these resources. We have teamwork toolkits for you in Office 365 with all these downloadable digital assets. We work really hard to make sure that, everything we do, we can provide for our customers so that you can have access to this. They can also instruct you in the Teams booth more and more to get information if you need about the Skype to Teams journey, as well as these resources available to you. Very, very important. I know you guys have seen lots of sessions, Skype to Teams this week. So, please join them, talk to everyone around on the floor. We're here to help you. I think that's really our mission at Microsoft, is to empower everyone in this planet to do more. And so, come here, learn, and join our sessions. And with that, we're going to talk to you about, we have the Public Office Champions Program. If you guys don't know about that, that was based on our internal Champions Program. Again, that's available to you. Please make sure, if you're interested, join that program. We have a lot of great assets. And then just more sessions around Teams. So with that, I think we just have no minutes, but 1 minute maybe. I think the three, we have a few minutes. We can ask questions. Anybody have any key questions? Or you can come up and ask us afterwards.
There's a mic.